Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. Sunday afternoon here in South Africa, and I am using the Lunar Soul Tarot. Here it is. I am doing a short reading with this tarot deck. Short reading on the rather thorny subject of whether Harry and Meghan were wired for sound, particularly at the Thanksgiving service at St. Paul's. There was a strange lump under Meghan's trench coat. A lot of fiddling with something around her lapel. Harry even instructing her to fiddle. People claim that they saw wires under her bun. So lots of rumours, lots of allegations. People like Trevor Colt coming out and saying he's sure that they were wired. So I'm going to do a 5-card reading using the Lunar Soul Tarot. Just have a look at this. This is typical unsavoury Harkle kind of rumour. Not surprising given everything that has happened in the past few years that people are suspicious. I have to say it is all allegedly. It is a rumour. This is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, but we're going to have a look. 5-card reading, see the energy around it, whether they were up to something, whether the royals suspected that they might be up to something and took steps, whether the reason they came to the UK in the first place for the Jubilee was to record. We know that Netflix was not given press passes, weren't allowed to show up, and so perhaps Harkles as a last resort wired themselves. Chariot in reverse is the underlying energy of this reading, and that is something being blocked. Let's get the rest of the deck out the way. There we go. The Chariot is ambition, drive, energy, going for something very enthusiastically, quite a competitive energy. It's a path forward, it's a direction, it's a movement, and it's been blocked, it's been stopped. So if they were up to something, and I think that up to something would be Netflix, the documentary, the fly on the wall thing, they were stopped in their tracks. They were stopped in their tracks by the royals because it's major arcana. It's a very royal looking card, this. No, you can't use us for Netflix. You're not going to film anything. The royals made it very clear that they weren't going to allow Harry and Meghan. Oops, sorry, shaky. I'm in a different place today. So things are a little bit done on the fly today. I had to just pause that. Sorry about that, but we're back. Royals definitely said no to Netflix, made it very clear that if Netflix showed up anywhere, they would be booted out. They wouldn't be allowed to film. So that is the underlying energy of a road being blocked, something that the Harkles might be trying to do, being stopped literally in its tracks. That's the Chariot in reverse as the underlying energy. But let's see the situation card in this 5-card reading, and we get Wu Wei, one of the extras in this tarot deck. It's got extra major arcana, the Lunar Soul Tarot, and this one, for some reason, whenever I use this deck, this card shows up. It's quite weird, actually. The Wu Wei is going with the flow, is just allowing, surrendering yourself to the force field. It is bouncing again. Very difficult. It's a wobbly table that I'm recording on today. Sorry about this. Hope you're not getting seasick. It's the opposite of the Chariot, because the Chariot is driving your own, using your own energy, using your own force, your own willpower to get what you want. It's very much about willpower. In the reverse, it's giving up, it's being blocked, and here we have surrendering to something. So I think that they wanted to record, but I think they have been stopped in their tracks, and they have surrendered to the inevitable with this. And so far, it's not indicating that anything dodgy was going on behind the scenes with the Harkles. It's giving me the idea that they wanted to record. Netflix wanted them to record, but they've had to give up, and they've had to surrender, and they've had to go with higher power. The authorities, the universe has said, no, you can't do this. You just have to surrender. Let us see. This is a yes/no question. Did they, one of them, get wired for sound? And I don't think so with this 5 of Cups. It's a very unhappy card. It's a card of regret. It's a card of sorrow. It's a card of perhaps if they tried, it soon came to nothing, and it didn't succeed. It's not a successful card. It's not a duplicitous card. It's more a card of sorrow and regret and upset. They may have wanted to record that kind of energy. They might have wanted to record one of the royals, one of the more senior royals, saying something nasty, upsetting, that they could then go on Oprah again and cry about and say, Kate made me cry, that kind of thing. But I'm not getting the idea that they actually were able to manifest it. Five of Cups is very much not a manifesting card, and it's not a crooked and deceptive, a deceitful card either. It's a card of being fixated on something that you've lost, something that went wrong, something you can't get over. So let's have a look. Did the royals suspect that they might or plan for such an eventuality? Did the royals take steps? Page of Discs is a communication card. It is a bit of a planning card. It's learning your lessons. It could be in a very minor way that they thought, well, we're not going to be taken off guard here, because the pages are about preparing, starting, learning. They're very much learning cards, doing research, learning lessons. And the Page of Discs, the Page of Pentacles, is a learning card in particular. So preparing themselves for that eventuality perhaps, but it's not a nasty card, it's not a negative card. It's perhaps the message going out, because pages are all about messages and communication. Perhaps the message going out that don't mess with us, don't disturb us. We're in this very solid, very serious mode. We're focused on the Jubilee. Don't bring your cameras, don't bring your Netflix. We will not tolerate them. But it's low key. This is not a heavy card. There's not heavy energy in any of this. I get more that the Harkles were thwarted at the outset. Right in the beginning, they probably agreed that they would go to the Jubilee, and were then told, by the way, no cameras, message, don't rock the boat, don't mess with us. And I don't see it. I'm not seeing anything dodgy. Were they trying behind the scenes in some way, shape or form to record for Netflix? Is this why they showed up in the UK? Was this the real reason? Is this what they're really up to? And we get it finally, something that's a bit nasty, the Magician in reverse. The Magician is the trickster card, is a bit of a conjurer even when it's upright, and this is in the reverse. And when I see the Magician in the reverse, I immediately think that something untoward is going on. And so it may well be that they intended to come to the Jubilee celebrations to generate footage for Netflix, to manifest that, because the Magician is all about manifesting and using tricks to manifest, smoke and mirrors kind of a thing. And there have been lots of weird PR pieces that have come out in the past few days, especially around the children, especially around Lilibet, that have really made everyone scratch their heads and go, whatever they're trying to do, they did not succeed, because it's in the reverse. In the reverse, two things with the Magician. First of all, trickery, skullduggery, smoke and mirrors, but second of all, not actually manifesting whatever you wanted to manifest. So I do think that they wanted to capture some footage, something for Netflix, but I don't think that they succeeded. I think they were blocked pretty early on with that Page of Discs, and stopped in their tracks and had to just surrender, and hence the sort of general misery that's going on with the Five of Cups. And the outcome, are we going to see anything or hear anything about secret recordings ultimately that the Harkles are going to release later on as the outcome? Ten of Swords is a ruin card. And it's interesting because it's sitting under the Five of Cups. I don't think so. I don't think so, because I'm looking at this from the Harkles point of view. I'm not looking at it from royal family point of view. This is not royal family energy. This is upset Harkles, maybe wanting to capture people being horrible to them with the Five of Cups, but not succeeding, because there's the sorrow and regret energy here. This is a defeat and ruin card, the Ten of Swords. And if the Harkles did somehow sneakily manage to record anything, it is going to end in defeat and ruin for the Harkles. It's not going to end in defeat and ruin for the royal family. Not the perspective that I'm doing this reading on from. This is Harkle energy. This is Harkle intentions. This would actually ruin them if they did release it, if they did release such recordings, secret recordings, underhand recordings with that magician in reverse. It was really destroy what's left of their reputations, because the Ten of Swords is about destroying reputations, and this is not destroying the royals' reputations. The senior royals kept 1,000 miles away from the Harkles. They wouldn't have recorded anything. If anyone has been seen to do anything untoward, it's possibly Prince Harry saying very rude things about the public, booing them, and so on. But I'm not getting any actual wiring. I'm getting possible intentions, possible desire for Netflix purposes stopped in their tracks, because this underlies everything. And if anything does come out, it will really tell against the Harkles. It will be a devastating thing that comes out that will be unforgivable, could absolutely ruin them with that Ten of Swords. So that is what the Lunar Soul Tarot is telling me. And thank you for watching. I'm going to get on with the next reading.